Welcome. I'm Halcyon. This is Hug Nation. And the topic of the day is being an artist. This weekend I had a friend of mine who I've known for years. He is an accomplished filmmaker and songwriter, and he's never been to Burning Man. And so he asked me, what do you like most about Burning Man? And I often talk about gifting because the whole principle of gifting has changed my mindset about the world so much. And I think it has the profound transformative effect on the world. But what I told him was, what I love the most is seeing thousands of people have this pop, epiphany, awareness that they are an artist, that they have gifts to give, that they are in the driver's seat of an epic myth. They have the ability to be active contributors to the narrative of their lives, whereas our culture has trained us to be passive receivers. We have been trained to be consumers. We have been trained to be entertained. Our current economic system thrives on our tendency to receive entertainment, to be motivated by marketing to need things, and to consume. And so those in power filter to us the products that we consume, and we receive and drift without truly ever tuning into the magic, to the creativity that is a huge part of what it is to be a human being. And so one of the things that I try to explain to people if I'm greeting or when I talk to new people, or even just reminder to people, is that you are Burning Man. Some people, when they first get there, like, oh, I'm just going to check it out. Or someday in my life, I'm going to check out Burning Man. No, you cannot check out Burning Man. In the same way, you cannot bite your own teeth, because you are it. And when you shift that perspective and realize that everyone around you, everyone that is helping at the gate, everyone that is helping place the art, everyone that is creating the art, everyone that is serving you food, everyone there is parallel to you in the org structure. There is no audience and, there is no performer and audience. There's just one huge stage that everyone is welcome on. And because we have this narrative about what being an artist is, it is easy to define yourself as not that. I don't put paint on a canvas. I don't sculpt things. I'm not good at drawing. But being an artist is about being creative and active, being a participant, choosing artistic decisions, being driven by some creative force, some divine force to make things more beautiful, to make things more interesting, to express from some way. Maybe it's not, I think in terms of beauty and happiness, but it could be expressing things from a dark place. It's just putting an element of your spice on the dish of human experience. And so when you're out at Burning Man, you get to see examples of so many types of artistic expression that you go, oh wait, I could do that. Or people invite you in to do something, oh, I could do that. And because there is this culture of amateurism, there is this culture of good enough, there is this culture of there's no such thing as bad art. The art world will try to convince you otherwise. Your art teachers will convince you otherwise. But Burning Man is very clear about that. If you are expressing from the heart, that is art, that is perfect, and you should keep doing so. If you're trying to impress people, you're trying to do what you think they'll like, well, then you're out of alignment and you're playing the old games, you're playing your old script. And so much of our culture, when you get to a certain age, we reevaluate, a kid and say, are you good enough to make a living doing this? If not, put down the pens and pencils and paintbrushes. And Burning Man says, pick up the pens and pencils and paintbrushes, pick up the food, pick up the glue gun, pick up anything that allows you to express, because you are a human being, a creative force in the universe. That is part of what you are. To deny that is to deny the gift of life. And so stretching your boundaries and stretching your definition of an art from physical creativity, physical creation, can allow you to see yourself as an artist in the way you speak, in the way you listen, in the way you clean. And so you see, and then you start to realize that you can add a little bit of art, a little bit of creativity into everything. I mean, it can start small. You take your shoes and change the color of the shoelaces. Suddenly, what was a utilitarian thing to cover my feet becomes a form of expression. Shifting the default, making things a conscious, active choice instead of a passive receiving. And I think that's an easy way to start. It's just the way you clothe your body. You adorn yourself in the canvas of your being in a way that is not straight off a mannequin, that is not part of a trend, that is not something you saw in a magazine, but is instead a childlike expression of color or form or shape. And who cares? There's no one judging you as long as it's not chafing you and causing you rashes. Then it's beautiful. I just started. I got a new hat and I spray painted it, and then I thought, well, maybe if I strap some lights to it. And I think that is one of the liberating things about being in the Burning Man world, is realizing that you can just start tweaking things and putting your flavor on stuff, and the world becomes this massive canvas. And then the choices you make in every direction can start to be artistic ones. I am one who likes to share words. Other people share their performances. And your performance doesn't have to be Cirque du Soleil. It doesn't have to be Tony Robbins. Your gift is a gift because you give it, not because it has value in a commerce world. This is a world without commerce. This is a world of pure giving. And that liberation, that ability to see yourself as an artist, helps you to see that, oh, this city is made by us. Every piece of this organism, every cell plays a role. Some form together and do massive, amazing things, huge sculptures. And that's, not to devalue the huge sculptures, because it is the landscape of massive, big art that I think really shakes us out of the world that we live in a default way, to see expression and artistic energy in such a profound and larger than life and mind-blowing wow way. And so in the landscape of these massive expressions that are often done as collectives, like huge organs filled with cells, we also have the ability to make little bitty personal expressions doing that are just as important in the grand scheme. You cannot take one out of the whole. And the only way you can do it wrong is if you pull out and view it as a spectator. That isn't to say that part of your role as an artist can be participating in other people's expressions. Walking through someone's maze, grabbing a paintbrush on someone's public canvas, taking a class from someone. That's an absolutely participatory way to be a part of it. And both of those avenues of finding a way of personally expressing in some artistic way and seeing yourself as an artist changes the world. And allowing yourself to receive people's artistic expression changes the world. And suddenly, the two of those combined puts you in the protagonist of an epic myth with grand gifts and interesting interactions, and free from the binds, from the bondage of passive consumerism that we have been bred Some of the crazy circumstances and weather and landscape, all of that is part of the helping hands to shake us loose. But in the end, the objective, I think, is to get yourself so that your mind itself is an empty canvas. And then you can start to decorate, display, express onto that canvas from a place deep inside you, a truth. And if it is authentic, it's perfect. It doesn't have to resonate with anyone else. The beauty of Burning Man is that there's radical inclusion. If you are being genuine, if you are expressing your heart, your expression will be as respected as a dancer trained at Juilliard or a painter with 40 years experience. We are all equal and peers in the realm of surrendering to our truth, to singing our heart song in this divine chorus. The most profound shift in my head of like what art is and what an artist can be was the first time I experienced the temple. And if you're not familiar with the temple, it is a gorgeous wooden structure. It changes year to year, but it is often a gorgeous wooden structure. Many years it has been led by David Best. And once it's complete, it is mind-blowing and beautiful and sacred. But then over the course of the week, tens of thousands of fellow participants adorn the walls with words and photographs and miniature shrines, words of memories, things that people want to let go, personal artistic expressions, personal expressions of the inner artist in the way that it is connected to someone, some feeling, some part of them. And so over the course of the week, this grand structure fills up with the heart, creative, love, loss, pain, emotional energy of tens of thousands of people. And then you have this space, this structure, this energetic thing that isn't owned by any one person. And everyone is welcome to be a part of, simply if they are coming to it from an honest way. And then when it is burned, it allows everyone to share this collective artistic expression. You don't have to know how to draw. You don't have to have any skills whatsoever. You just have to allow a little bit of you to be invested in this thing and to let go of it. And then art becomes something that could never be contained in a gallery, could never be contained within a frame or the time slot of a performance. It is an aspect of being a human. What a gift. So I'm grateful for Burning Man every year for reminding me of it, and every year of getting to see other people wake up to it, because it becomes a spiral of inspiration. I'm so grateful. I can't wait to see what you have to express. You badass artist, you. I love you.